It's time to unite for reparations and team solidarity, shedding light on injustice and championing collective progress.
But Harvest Institute right now is about the only think tank you got, the only thing that's representing black folk in this country. We don't mind being black, even though all of our black entertainers and black athletes are Dr. Anderson. What's the Harvest Institute for? I said, well, black folk. They said, what does it do? I said, help black folk. They said, who's running it? We said, black folk. They said, ooh, too black. I don't know how anything gets to be too black when nothing is too Indian, too Jewish, or too white. You see, all white people in America got their own communities, their own churches, their own business, and their own schools, and nobody ever says something is too white. But the minute you start to help black folk, it's too bad or too black. And so we're going to deal with all those too blacks too, okay? But the last thing I want to tell you about this is that we're going to come together as a group. We need your support in this country, and it's a new day for black folk. We're going to go after reparations, no more affirmative action. We're going to go as a team. Whether you like it or not, God has arbitrarily assigned you to a skin color team. And regardless of how much money you got, I love you, but regardless of how much money you got, it doesn't make any difference. How much education you got, it doesn't make any difference. Because if your team loses, everybody on that team is going to lose and go down with it. And you got to operate as a team. Everybody else operates as a team because, why? Because racism is a team sport. Remember that. Racism is a team sport. You cannot get in the game playing as an individual. You can only play as a group. I want you all to stay together as a group, and we can make it as a team. And a person tried to point this out. Our dilemma and our problem back in 1840s, it was Harriet Tubman. When she came up north, they tried to give her a reward and citation for having fought for black folk. She stood up before the audience, and they said, look, Mrs. Tubman, you've done a magnificent job. You've gone all over this country for years, bringing back hundreds of black folk to the north, to the promised land. And how do you feel about that, all those trips into the dangerous south to bring back blacks to hundreds of blacks to the north? She said, I could have brought back thousands of those Negroes that don't know they were slaves. And the same thing was picked up. We got all these blacks in the country don't know that they're in trouble. And now, and this point was picked up again by G. Carter Woodson in 1933, when they asked him, said, what's the future of the black race? Why can't black folk get out of this dilemma and out of this problem? He says it's almost impossible to get blacks out and save black folk when all those blacks who are in responsible positions that should know better keep doing everything they do can take black folks backwards. Okay? So what I'm saying to you, we love you. We're going to come together as a team.